Hi, you are watching Kolsky Drones. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a quick overview of the YUNEEC BREEZE 4K selfie drone.
Hi, welcome to my review of the YUNEEC BREEZE 4K. I'm going to do a quick review on this. It's been out a couple of years now. The reason I want to do a quick review of it is because in my opinion it's the best selfie drone if you want a selfie drone. Because unlike the Dobby, it doesn't cut your frame, it doesn't crop it with black bars all around it. You just get a nice image at 1080 if the quad is in the air and holding position. If you're all over the place, it isn't going to be, even at the 1080 stabilization mode. You need to have it level and steady. If it's doing the 4K, you're never going to get that great shot. So let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick overview of the quad. It's nicely made, foldable arms. It goes into a plastic box when you first get it. Plastic box that holds one battery. I've just lost my signal because I've turned the arms up, which was stupid of me and I shouldn't have done that because the antennas are in the arms. Never mind, it might come back. I might have to reset it. Anyway, I'm not going to fly it in here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, as I say, the craft itself, it runs on a proprietary battery. So it's an 1150 3S battery, so it's quite a powerful battery. You get about 8 to 10 minute flight times out of it. So it's not stupidly great flight time, but it's a selfie drone, so you're not going to get the 20 minutes you get out of a DJI product, and it's not a DJI product. So that's the drone itself. It's got GPS, and it is decent GPS. It locks nicely, and then it's got position hold on the bottom. Make sure you're flying somewhere. If you're in a dark area, this won't work. It'll tell you, it'll come up on your screen and tell you it's too dark to set off. To use this sensor underneath. It runs off an app. I have mine connected to this controller. I'll just run through if it'll let me just run through the... So this is the controller. So if we just go back to the app. So this is the app when you load it up. And you get various things you can do. If it's not got GPS, it'll only let you go into pilot mode, and the other thing is the controller mode, and that's because it's going to let you select your controller. So when you're in pilot mode, it just flies like a normal quad. You can just fly it around. You can still do selfies, you can just hold it in position. And when you're flying with this, these modes are apart from the orbit and stuff like that, and follow me, the selfie mode is the same anyway, because you're controlling it with the controller. When you're using your screen, you're controlling the lever to go up and down, and one to push it away. It's far easier just flying it and pointing it towards you and making it go backwards and forwards. So if you go into the controller mode, it'll come up with that on your screen, and then it says experience now connected to the gate. So it's already connected to it. It knows it's there because it's running on Bluetooth. So once you're in the controller, it is totally controlled, as you can imagine, by... So if I hit experience now, I've just got a black screen because it's still not connected. So if I hold the back button in, as you can see on my screen, I don't know if you can see that well, it shows you what your features of your buttons are. So you've got gimbal tilt up, gimbal tilt down. You've got your normal controls. I've got mode 1, so I've got my yaw and my elevator, throttle and ailerons. Y is return to home, and it works really well. And then you've got your emergency stop button, which is that one there on the back, sorry. So you've got photo, video, switch to mobile phone camera. So in other words, when you're flying it, if you're using this, it'll turn the camera on your mobile rather than the quad camera. You're using that camera. Still photo is the back button here, and then that's your help button, the one I was holding down. So as you can see, it's got quite a lot of things on it. It's got your start button, so you hold this button in to start for 3 seconds, and then it will take off. And that's virtually what it is on here, and then your power button. So it is much better to fly on here. I do not like flying on, I think I'm going to turn this back on and off to get it to connect. I do not like flying on the camera, on my phone, sorry, and using the phone screen and having virtual joysticks, because I'm used to flying with the transmitter. And this isn't the transmitter, it's a gamepad, but it's actually a decent one. It feels quite nice to use in your hand. The controls feel intuitive, the resolution's quite good on the sticks, and you can actually chuck it around and have a bit of fun with it. I want to include some video down below of my little boy on his trampoline. You can see the quality you get with a camera just stood in one place, using its position hold and using the image stabilization. And then there's some shots of it flying around where I open the throttle up a bit and you can see the difference. You'll see that it's not, even with the stabilization on, it's rocky. The picture image is good enough, but it's there's a lot of roll in the video, and that's what you're going to get when you're flying it. Selfie drones are good for taking selfies. Everything out of that, and they're not very good for it. So, is it worth the money? So I bought this used, and I paid 180, I think, for the drone, the controller, and 2 batteries, which I think was a really good deal. I've seen them, you can buy one new for 199 because I've seen them shopping around without the controller. The controller's about 35 quid. So you can now get one for 235 quid. So it depends what you want it for. For 400 quid, you can get yourself a Spark. I've seen them as low as 350, 320 second hand. Is it as good as a Spark? Nowhere near. It's nowhere near as good as the Spark, but it is a good item. It flies well and it's smooth. So if you can find one second hand for around 150 quid, and you can if you shop around, I think it's worth getting. It's a good first drone with a camera on, and I don't mean the toy grade ones where it says it's got a 1080p camera and it's more like 480. This has got a real 1080p camera. The image quality is decent, as you'll see by the inserted video, and it's decent for the money, but it's not a Spark. Please don't think if you go buy one of these, be prepared and know what you're buying. It's a fun drone, and that's what it's all about, having fun, but it is a fun drone. It's not a DJI Spark. It hasn't got all the features of a DJI Spark. Yeah, it's got follow me mode and it works reasonably well. It's got orbit, it works reasonably well. And as a selfie drone, it takes good pictures and it takes good video, decent video when it's in one place. So if that's what you want it for, fantastic. But it's not, you're not going to get the range. The range is around, it breaks up at about 250 meters because of the Wi-Fi signal. It's as good as it's ever going to be. So it's never going to get any better. So if you're prepared for all that when you buy it, yeah, I'd recommend getting one. If that's not what you want, and you want something that does really decent video footage and have a dedicated controller and have a really good range, go get the Spark. Yeah, there's a massive difference in price because second hand you can get this much cheaper, but this to me is something that's great if you want to film your kids in the garden. Fantastic. That's what I tend to use it for, film my little one, and then it works and does the thing it's meant to do. You can leave it, the video outside you'll see when he's on his trampoline, I didn't even have all of the controller most of that flight, I just left it on the wall. So know what you're buying. If you want something that's a cheap camera drone that does 1080, that gets you into the, see if you're going to like video photography or flying drones, yeah, I'd recommend it. Get a second hand one, because if you don't like it, just put it back on eBay, you're probably going to lose a tenner. And it's less money to fork out. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks ever so much for watching. You have a fantastic day.